Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Jason P. here with the Umbrella Real Estate Group. So ngayong araw na po ito, ating pong makakausap ang nag-iisang Abesamis ng iConnect Global Immigration. Para po ito sa inyo, sa makinig po kayo.
Yeah,
So
thank
Ate
you,
Ria,
Jason.
kamusta po?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Ate Juan and Ria, get to know you a little bit.
Yes.
You know.
Okay.
How did it all start? Who's Ate Ria?
Oh, okay. Well, I am also an immigrant, of course. You know, as we all know, we came from that pathway. I came here in Canada in 2007. Yeah. To attend my sister's wedding as a tourist.
Gotcha.
Okay, but prior to that, I've already been visiting because my family's been here for quite some time. But you know, in 2007, they were kind of urging me to just, you know, why don't you just stay here? Oh, dito ka na lang.
Okay.
But you know, of course, it's different in Manila.
Of course, yeah.
Life is, you know, really good with you, all of your help and your drivers and everything. Everything's done for you. But you know, but of course, you know, iba naman yung value ng being in Canada. Mm-hmm. So I said, why don't I try? So I did. I went to different companies in Vancouver, dropped off my resume. Hindi pa uso ang email noon, mga kaibigan. So I dropped off my resume 2007 to ha. And then somebody called me. Actually, two companies called me. And then one asked me, okay, do you know exactly what you need to do in order to become a permanent resident or in order to legally work in Canada? Right. I said, yeah, I actually did talk to a lawyer and ask them, or an immigration consultant actually, to ask them what I needed to do. And yeah, so I said, yes, I know. So okay, let's talk about it. And then, you know, to cut the long story short, they sponsored me.
Oh, wow.
To become a permanent resident.
Oh, nice.
It was through the provincial nominee program of British Columbia. Okay. It was kind of the company is nominating you to become a permanent resident.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It wasn't very common back then, but now, you know, there are several other provincial nominee programs for different provinces.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, which I guess we will discuss also earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So yun. So I became a permanent resident through that.
So that's program. How you immigrate.
From a tourist, I was offered a job.
Nice.
I became a permanent resident. I had to go back home.
Right.
To process everything.
Yeah,
but at that time, you know, it became easy for me because, you know, I really did my best to try and find a job.
Right.
And that's where my interest in immigration came in.
Okay. So I know you guys are wondering. So let's ask Ate Rina, ano po ba yung iConnect Global Immigration?
Well, iConnect is an immigration company, basically. So I started iConnect Global because it's complementary to my recruitment company. I also have a recruitment agency where I hire employees for different organizations that I partner with.
I see.
So parang headhunter.
That's
as
right.
you had
Almost
mentioned.
like staff.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
I started that because, you know, I get a lot of inquiries from people from outside of Canada, from the Philippines, from everywhere, from India, from you know, from Europe.
Right.
So really, how can I immigrate to Canada?
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah.
But at that time, I couldn't help them because immigration is a regulated profession.
Right.
You have to have a license for it.
I see.
So what I did was, you know, when I had the chance, I studied and I got my license, and that's when I put up iConnect Global Immigration. So now I manage two organizations that are complementary to each other.
Right. So I guess you're wondering po dyan, like, paano ba tayo makakatulong sa mga pamilya natin na makapunta dito? Ano po bang requirements? Like, for example, pagdating po sa family members, sino po bang eligible na kaya nating dalhin dito?
Yeah. Okay, as a PR and a Canadian citizen, you are eligible to bring family members here for as long as they are members of the family class. Now, who are the members of the family class? parents.
Parents.
Yes, parents, member ng family class yan, and dependents, meaning children below 22 years old.
22.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, dati 18, but now it's 22.
Tinaasan.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Dependent pa rin yun.
Dependent.
Now, what if, I have a brother or a sister
Paano yun?
or pamangkin, no? Pwede pa rin yun
Pwede ba?
in special circumstances.
Oh, I see.
If you are in Canada as a lonely Canadian. What is a lonely Canadian? That's very interesting.
Okay.
Not a lot of people know
It's the
this.
first time I'm hearing that too.
Not a lot of people know this because if you are, for example, somebody who doesn't have a sibling, okay, in Canada, alone in Canada, no other person to sponsor, no parents anymore, no
dependents.
Yeah, no dependents, no kids, and you're
By
you're
yourself,
lonely as a Canadian, right? You can choose to sponsor your sister or brother or niece or nephew.
But
close
kailangan lonely ka.
Dapat lonely ka. Dapat lonely ka. And also, one of the qualifications in all of the family reunification programs is that you must be able to finance yung expenses.
Yung expenses ng
pagpunta dito at yung sponsors, yung length of stay nila. Like for example, that you're actually responsible for their yung living expenses nila for a certain period of time.
Yung mag-sponsor.
Yung sponsor, oo. So if you're like, if you don't have a job, hindi ka pwede mag-sponsor. Okay. So that's one of the qualifications.
I see, I see. Paano naman po can we get someone na kunwari gusto pong mag-aral dito sa Canada? Pwede po ba yun?
Very good question. Yes. There's a student pathway.
Okay.
Which, Jason, also enables you to become a permanent resident eventually.
Oh.
Yes,
okay.
yes. As a student, you study here for as long as the school is eligible to give you a postgraduate work permit.
Oh, okay. I see.
Because usually when you study, so you study for 2 years, right? After that, the government allows you to apply for a work permit. For as long as 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Right? And in those 3 years, you can accumulate experience.
Right.
And experience enables you to apply for a PR program like Express Entry.
Right.
So, step-by-step process yan. Pero, as a student, yes, you can also become a permanent resident.
Okay. So now, ang tanong ko po doon, so from the Philippines, pupunta sila doon, pupunta sila dito, basta yung intent nila mag-aral, kahit na wala silang kakilala dito.
Yes.
Yes. That's good to know po.
Yes.
So, kung merong nanonood sa Philippines, here's your way. So,
kahit walang family, kahit wala. Kahit mag-isa ka, kahit lonely ka.
I see. Paano po sa trabaho naman? Sige, ate.
Okay, yeah.
Because we're wondering, kasi ngayon ang tatanungin naman natin kay Ate Ria is, kunwari gusto mo magtrabaho dito, galing ka ng Pilipinas, ano ba yung kailangan? Ano ba yung requirements?
Yeah. All of the temporary worker programs in Canada are employer-driven. So, kailangan may job offer ka.
Gotcha.
Like what I did, you can apply from outside of Canada, or you can choose to come here as a visitor and apply for jobs. It's always easier to apply for jobs in person, right?
Right, of course, than on paper, correct, yes.
But, not a lot of people are given the opportunity to
get a tourist visa.
Yes, a tourist visa, especially now. It's harder. It's harder nowadays. I'm hearing now that when it used to only take 10 days, now it's taking like 4 months to get a tourist visa. But I think it's getting better. Just only because there were backlogs before.
Right.
Now it's getting better.
Okay. We have a question from the guests.
Actually, meron
sige.
Phone-in question.
Let's
how old is your sponsor have to be?
No age. For as long as you are eligible financially and you are you're a permanent resident or a Canadian.
Okay.
And it can actually I forgot to say that you can sponsor up your common law partner and spouse, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So aside from family reunification, study pathway, work pathway, all that, meron pa bang ibang ways na, yung mga kababayan natin from the Philippines
Yes.
can, maybe decide to come here?
Yes. If you don't fall under any of these categories and you are a business owner, you can
okay.
also come here as an entrepreneur.
I see.
Right? There are several other immigration programs dedicated or exclusive for entrepreneurs.
Right.
There are, the Startup Visa program, the intercompany transfer program, but those are, it's for another.
Right.
I think it's for another
I see. A
session.
different level.
But
of
yes, for you to qualify in those, you need to have had the business operating for at least, 1 year is what they say in the Canadian
1 year.
website, but I recommend 2 to 3 years,
Okay.
just to establish, the stability of the business, and you need to have a certain net worth as well.
I see.
Minimum I would say is around 200 Canadian.
1,000.
Yes, 200,000.
Okay.
Canadian, yeah.
So just to so clear din to sa mga nanonood sa atin dyan. Kasi syempre, Pilipinas, maraming business. Kasama ba dyan yung tindahan ni Aling Mary or yung mga karinderya, mga ganun? Paano yung mga ganun?
You know what?
Does that count?
Yes.
Or,
Why not? If it's a legitimate business, it's
Okay.
registered. It doesn't matter if it's, whatever kind of business, for as long as it's not in the sex trade.
Of course, yes.
It's not, any prostitution or anything like that.
Of course.
And also, real estate hindi nila yan welcome.
Ah.
Yeah, they don't welcome that. So,
okay.
your business is safe.
Sa lahat ba ng realtor sa Pilipinas,
Wag mo
pasensya
na.
na po.
Mag-isip
Wala pa po.
kayo.
Pero punta po kayo dito. Maybe you could join
Yes,
my team.
mag-isip kayo. Yes, that's true. Join your team na lang. Yes.
Ate, for this, so kung silang nanonood sa Pilipinas, magkano yung kailangan nilang ipunin sa palagay mo? Just being realistic. Yung sa sponsor nila or sa kanila, yung combine na, and then obviously yung mga family members natin, sila na yung bahalang mag-budget kung kanino manggagaling yung funding. But just approximate lang. Obviously, I know na baka may variations and stuff, but on average,
so family reunification, Jason, you don't really need proof of funds.
Oh.
Yes, no.
Basta may trabaho lang.
Basta may trabaho si sponsor.
Oo.
At yung sinusponsor ay, walang inadmissibility problems, walang criminal record, walang
mga ganon.
Yeah,
Okay.
walang ganon. They would just need to pay, of course, yung right of landing fee, which is about, overall, including their application fees, 1,080 per person.
Okay.
So that's
It's like 1,100.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But you also help them with all that process,
Oh
right?
yeah,
That's part of
everything.
you.
Yeah, if you work with me, we will kind of handhold you
Right,
into the process.
Which
Right?
is I think what we want. Kasi
Yeah.
minsan hindi talaga natin alam yung gagawin natin, and we need
Correct.
someone to
Yeah.
walk us through the process
Yes.
na gamay na
Mhm,
yung ano. So we have a question, I think, from
Hindi na po kailangan ng show money.
For family sponsorships, no.
Show Money.
No show money.
Oh, bago
No
po ba
show
yan?
money.
Parang ngayon ko lang.
No. No, it's not. It's not.
Ah.
Wala. Hindi mo kailangan.
Oh,
ng
I
show
see. I see.
money.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
that's good to know. So, same thing din ba yan sa kunwari, if you're trying to study here, basta kaya mong bayaran yung tuition fee ng school na papasukan mo, minimal, let's say 1,500 on your own or whatever kapag mag-hire ka ng company and all that?
Yeah. For the study pathway, you need to. That's when you need proof of funds. You really
kailangan.
need proof of funds.
Sa bagay, kasi wala kang trabaho
Yes.
dito. Makes sense.
For somebody who is coming here alone, a minimum of maybe 25,000 in the bank
In the bank.
for yourself or your sponsor.
Gotcha.
You can be sponsored as well by somebody,
Right,
like
right.
A parent
Mhm.
or somebody from here or somebody from the Philippines. Yeah.
Good to say. Okay.
So, pwede yun. And then 25. And then if you have a spouse,
Mhm.
okay, na pwede mong dalhin
Mhm.
as a student,
Right.
dadagdagan mo yon ng another 10,000.
10,000.
So, mga, yeah.
So,
Tapos pag
right.
may anak ka, another.
10,000. I
Yeah.
see. So,
Para lang safe in
okay.
the process.
To be safe.
Yeah, and then of course, your tuition fees
Of
would
course,
have to be on top of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuition fee is around 15,000 a year.
A year.
Mhm.
Yeah. As an international.
Yes.
I guess a student. Yeah.
Yeah.
Medyo
Mhm.
pricey pero worth it naman yan kapag
Yes.
graduate na dito yung mga bata.
Because eventually, kapag trabaho,
That's
magiging
correct.
PR,
Mhm.
yun ang as of this time, yun ang pinaka-sure way
Yeah, yung
of
style.
becoming a permanent resident.
Interesting.
Instead of, work na, how will you convince somebody from Canada, if you're in the Philippines, for example,
Mhm.
to give you a job when you're not here,
Right. That's true.
How?
It's very challenging.
right? So, but as a student, you come here, you work as a student, you also work.
You also work?
Yes,
Okay,
because
okay.
you're eligible for 20 hours per week
Interesting.
as a student to work
I see.
part-time,
Okay.
right? But now, because of the shortage, may shortage ng workers, diba?
Mhm.
The government just allowed all students to work more than 20 hours, even up to 40 and more.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
they can work full-time.
Oo. Wow. Basta
Ibang
kaya
klase.
nilang i-juggle.
Basta kaya nilang i-juggle and they don't,
Paano ate kung bumagsak sila? Ano pababalikin ba
problema
sila?
yun? Hindi naman. Kaya lang, they have to repeat.
Right. So gastos
Right?
extra.
Oh, gastos extra for them.
I see.
That's
I see.
not wise.
No. Yes, of course.
Diba?
Don't do
Oo,
that.
no.
Kasi syempre, if you work more, the likelihood of you studying more would be less. So, that's why,
I-juggle ng maayos.
juggle ng maayos. That's true. Okay. And then, ate, with all of this stuff, right, na, if they were to hire you, which is really what we want. We want someone who's been doing this for a while, who can walk us through the process, right? Like, is that something na, affordable ba sa mga kababayan natin in the Philippines and also here?
Yeah.
Or is that case-to-case basis?
Yes, it's a case-to-case basis. And my advice is don't look for somebody who's affordable.
Yes, I agree.
Because, the likelihood of them,
Really
helping you
knowing
out and
the hope.
being motivated to help you is not
Less.
very high.
I see.
So, but I make it easy.
Right.
I make it easy for our fellow Filipinos especially.
Yes.
Right? Because my clients are not just Filipinos, they're from all over the world.
Mhm.
But I have special deals for Filipinos. I give them like installment payments.
I see.
And,
Okay, yun naman pala.
yeah,
Meron naman pala.
and if you just mention Jason, malakas si Jason sa akin. So, I will
Okay.
definitely give you a discount.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's really good. Ate,
Mhm.
no, we have another question from our guest at the back.
Mukhang meron siyang...
Kasi may friend po ako na
Mm.
start.
Mhm.
And they want to wait here.
Mhm.
Pwede ka po nilang i-hire.
Oh yeah.
So from
Oh
Qatar.
yeah. No.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yun talaga yung more common type of
Way.
clients na wala sila sa Canada. Because they want to come here, diba?
But they don't have to be in the Philippines either.
No.
I see.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay din
May
yun kasi may
clients ako
pocket
from-
money
yes.
na yun from Qatar.
Exactly.
So anywhere in the world.
Mm-mm.
So, recap lang po natin yung
Mm.
yung ating immigration process here na, there's various ways po na pwede tayong makatulong sa family members natin, which is yung unang-una, correct me if I'm wrong, yung family
Yes.
reunification.
Yeah.
Pwede po nating sponsoran yung nanay at tatay natin or yung mga dependent natin. Dependent sa atin, na pwede, hindi pala natin kailangan ng show money. So that's something I learned today. And also yung study pathway din, na kung mag-aaral po sila, they just have to be responsible for their tuition fee and, some pocket money or show money in order to prove na obviously they can sustain their life here while they're studying.
Mhm.
Pero, pwede din pala silang magtrabaho. So, may supplement pa rin. Pwede pa rin silang magkaroon ng supplement income na at least 20 hours or more.
Yes.
Right? Basta
Yeah.
kayang i-juggle yung
Yes.
and then
work and study.
And then also, if you're a worker, then if a Canadian based company is willing to hire you, obviously that's also a way for you to come here. A bit challenging a little bit yung process, but hindi naman siya impossible.
Hindi imposible. Yes, no, it's not impossible.
And then finally, that we're gonna touch base today is also din yung business. If you have a business in the Philippines and you can prove that you have been in the business for at least a year, we recommend longer, longer of being in the business, and you can prove that you have, you know, a legitimate network in the Philippines. You can also use that and bring your company here sa Canada. So very useful information, Ate. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want to give them information that they can use.
Exactly.
Yeah, practical.
Ate, why don't you invite them to your company?
Yes.
All that. We'll put it on
down
below here as well for the information.
All right. So yeah, well, thank you first for inviting me. Yeah, it's my honor. And we met in one of the events, and I have all praises for you, Jason. And yeah, I would definitely love, you know, if you need my help for any of your clients, just give me a call at 778-953-3626 or visit our website at www.iConnectGlobalImmigration.com. Check out our assessment forms, because, you know, when you fill out the assessment forms, those evaluation sheets come to me directly, and if I see those and I see that you're eligible, I will give you a call.
Okay.
Yeah, to let you know what your options are.
So there you have it po. So sa lahat po ng nanood, I hope you found value in what we I guess communicated today. So once again po, Ate Ria Abesamis of iConnect Global Immigration, and again, Jason P here with the Umbrella Real Estate Group. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching.